Podcast. I'm Shane, and is with me as always is my boy Trey.
Yes, sir, we are back in the building after, by popular demand, I have to say. But we're back in the building. It's been a minute since Shane and I have hopped on the WestCoast Podcast. And, we're excited to be back. I know Shane, this is his first stream in 3 weeks. He's taken a break, had some stuff that he had to take care of, but he is definitely looking to get back into the grind of things. And I'm also going to be grinding on YouTube. Make sure to check out my channel, Trey is Raw, for updates and videos and things of that nature. And, Shane and I are looking to keep you guys entertained throughout the summer. Not only are we going to be talking about Madden and current events and all that good stuff, but we are also going to be streaming some Fall Guys. That might be coming in April. Whenever Shane asked me, I'm going to be willing to play Fall Guys with them, and that'll be a real chill vibe. Just two dudes falling and watching guys pause, but I mean, that's kind of what we got going on now. But I'm gonna throw it back over to Shane to see if, because I'm sure he has some stuff he has to say. It's been 3 weeks since you've streamed, so how have you been doing, Shane? Update the people.
Yo, bro. First off, you're funny as hell. But second off, yeah, Fall Guys will be cool, man. I just I get a little bit busy in the spring and summer. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and with the tournaments winding down and all that on Madden. I mean, I ran a pretty good stream, honestly, from September to March, and on for Madden, and I just didn't want to keep like putting money in the game and try to play a bunch if I wasn't gonna be able to play the remaining like MUT League and MUT tournaments. But next year, like I said, the plan full is in full effect, where I'm gonna probably sign up for the Players Lounge again and sign up for those tournaments. So that'll be cool. I'll probably try to sign up to one MUT League. I'll be do MCS, and I'm gonna try to save my bread to have a good team again to start the year. But nah, man, basically just been doing a lot, man. Honestly, Trey, like running around like my head's been cut off like a chicken, man. Uh, just trying to get things done, and honestly, man, I'm just trying to enjoy spring and summer. It moves fast. My parents are getting older. My kids are getting older. I'm sleeting, and I know come, midsummer college football will be here that I'll stream, and Madden 27 I'll be streaming and playing games and all that stuff and be busy as crap again. Whereas, you know, for the time being, Trey, it's probably gonna be Fall Guys off and on, and have some fun streams with you. I mean, unfortunately, my PlayStation I think is completely shot, because if I try to download any other games besides Fall Guys and Madden, and I think baseball in the past, my whole PlayStation will crash, Trey. Like, it won't let me play longer than like 20 to 30 minutes, man. But also, Trey's got a birthday coming up, March 17th. This time it falls on St. Patty's Day. He is going to be 42. So happy birthday, Trey. I don't know. I don't remember how old you're going to be, man. So don't shoot me. I think it was like, what, 28, close to that, Trey, 29. But nah, man, how you been, Trey? And let me know how far off I was on your birthday age.
Yeah, no, 42 was a few years ago. I'm 50 now. But, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, 42 like Jackie Robinson, right? No, but you were pretty close. I am not. I'm pushing 30. I am not quite there yet. I still have one more year in my 20s, so I'll be 29 on St. Patrick's Day, and I appreciate the happy birthday, and also happy birthday to my mom, because she had a birthday not too long ago on 11th, so that was a good thing there. Um, But yeah, Shane, so you touched on, the PlayStation being broke, which is crazy. I mean, have you tried to like reach out to customer support or anything like that to see what's going on there? Or are you just kind of like you're just gonna keep rocking with it until it falls off, basically? So,
Trey, honestly, man, I'm gonna let keep rocking it till the wheels fall off, bro. Like you just said, like I can't be mad, bro. The PlayStation 5, I got it for free. My son and I entered the contest. I believe it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, and lo and behold, we ended up winning the free PlayStation 5, and I believe it was right when it came out, bro. So like it was literally like a $600-700 thing where or $600 to $700 we saved. But yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't crash with like Madden in the future until PlayStation, what is it, 6 comes out, I'll probably just rock it because I'm not gonna be playing tons of games. What's going on, Rosie Rose? How you been? I apologize. Like just taking like a little mental break for March. April, I'll be back with Trey and off and on Fall Guys. Um, buy another P6. Wait, oh PS5. Okay, damn. I was like, damn. I thought PS6 was coming out later, man. Did I forget something? No, I get. Okay, yeah. She's right. So they won't even cover it and take 30 days. Yeah, I'm honestly like, I'm pretty happy. Like that cinnamon toast crunch, that one cereal box that we decided to enter and turn it back in. They delivered it, and it was the weirdest thing. You know what is really weird, Trey and Rose, is that they didn't even like send an email or a text message to my phone or anything that said, "Hey, congrats, you were picked to win." It just showed up on my doorstep. Like I can't remember if it's dropped off by FedEx, uh, whatever, UPS, but like it was just like in this like plastic bag wrapped up. It was the weirdest thing ever, and I was like, I can't figure out who like won, and then like I can't remember how we figured it out. It was from Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I don't know if we looked up like the address that it was sent from, and it was like from that era, like something like that. I can't remember, but like they didn't even send me an email or phone number or anything. Yeah, 5 years is a good shelf life. I mean, exactly, take it or leave it. But yeah, Trey, that's where I'm at on it. So at least I have that Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Salute the box that we sent it in.
yeah, no, that's definitely crazy. I mean, like anyone here, could you imagine? You're chilling at home. You enter a contest, not thinking anything of it because I'm pretty sure like 99% of contests that happen are fake. Um, but yeah, you're chilling. You're thinking nothing of it. And then you go to the door and a PS5 is there, and you're just like, the hell's going on? And it was in a plastic box. I mean, imagine like if it was just a troll you got it, that it just doesn't work, or it just has like a thing in where it's like, haha, and it was a troll. That's probably what I would think would have happened. But no, you can't beat that. I mean, $600, $700. That's pretty much like, and it was up for a long time because I got mine around Christmas that year, and I spent like 1,000 because I remember they were tough to find at one point. Like those of you that remember that when the PS5 dropped originally, it was hard to get your hands on. They just didn't show up all that often. And I think even now they're like, 400, $500. Um, but yeah, that's cool, Shane. But yeah, you mentioned that like, like when you play other games, it would crash on you. It wouldn't let you play it. And you're talking about baseball, and because I was looking at like your streams the other day, just kind of scrolling through, and you did stream MLB at one point, and you're streaming that like relatively consistent. So why did you oh, I guess it's Madden, but why is that something you never continued to do after a while?
I'll answer Rose real quick. Nah, it was the mental break from Madden for sure, especially with my team not being up to par. and I didn't want to be too burned out. And honestly, I just want to spend some time with the kids and like my family, like especially during like I know that once mid July comes back, Rose, like I'm gonna be on college football a lot, and then Madden, and my plan is to stream a bunch next year, and legitly through March, through till about next March again, and then take a break and so on, and then come back in April and do like Fall Guys next year or whatever game that I can figure out how to play. No, it just started happening though, Trey. Like it didn't always crash. I would say that like I could play whatever game. I used to play Mortal Kombat with my son and 2K on here with him just offline. But I don't know entirely, like I can't say exactly, but it was like a year or two after MLB when I was streaming. I don't know when I was streaming MLB a lot, but it was like a year or two after, and it just started crashing. So I started getting pissed off from that, and then I tried it again just recently and tried to play the new Mortal Kombat that my son has on his PlayStation 5, and it just crashes, bro, after like 30 minutes. So I don't know what happened. It just started happening in the last couple years, though, Trey. So it wasn't always a thing like that, you know what I mean? But now in the last couple of years, it is a thing. I don't even know which games to pick. I don't know why it lets me play Fall Guys. I don't know why it lets me play Madden. Maybe it would let me play MLB, but I'm not entirely sure on that though, Trey. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure. But I'm talking about like in general, like within the past I don't know 2 to 3 years, you would stream MLB, and I don't think like so this problem. I mean, it couldn't have been happened when you were streaming MLB, right? Like, because it would just crash. So you're saying that basically you would still stream MLB, but the fact like you would play it sometimes and it would just crash on you all the time is why you stopped streaming it.
I'm pretty sure, Trey, unless I'm having an aneurysm, bro, like it was something along the lines of that. And maybe not. Maybe it was a different game and I'm like mistaken, but I don't know, because how many years did I stream MLB, Trey? Was it 2 years in a row or just one?
Yeah, I think 2 years is kind of pushing it. Probably like 2 years. So maybe that's what it is. And I know, like, on a side note, I know your son. I don't know if he still watches it, but because you're talking about 2K and the new WWE game came out not too long ago, and it got a lot of backlash from people. So I'm just curious if that's something that your son was interested in at all.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, it cut out for me. Something about 2K.
Yeah, I was talking about 2K, and because WWE is another game that's made by 2K, and I know that your son, um, I think he's into WWE. I don't know if he is anymore, but I was just curious if that's a game that he wanted to play, and if you were aware of like the backlash that game has got at all. Yeah.
You know, I don't think he has WWE right now. I know he has 2K and so 21 in dog years. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Trey. I'm just responding to Rose. Oh man. So yeah, so Trey, Rose has a birthday March 20th. She's gonna be 21 years old, bro. So we got a couple birthdays in March, man. We got my guy Trey on March 17th. We got my youngest turning 6 on March 18th. And then we got Rose turning 21 on March 20th. So happy birthday to you three. You three marches birthdays. No, I haven't heard the backlash of it, bro. Like, what's going on with the WWE game? Is it like glitchy or like? I know one of the guys that I know played it. He said it was fun. What did I miss, Trey? Tell me the gossip, bro.
Well, it's not necessarily that the game, and happy early birthday to Rose too. Always being in here, we appreciate it. I mean, it's not really even necessarily the backlash is about the gameplay itself. It's mostly has to do with the whole pay to win thing, and this isn't something that WWE is new to, but from what I'm gathering is that they went like too over the top as far as like microtransactions and leveling it up and all that stuff, which makes sense. I mean, you have to pay $60. It's not like Fortnite where it's free or Fall Guys where it's free to download and all the like the Ultimate Team stuff is right there. They have to pay for, but this is actually a full game, and you have to like buy a battle pass to unlock certain wrestlers. So it's definitely like I think it's just greed really is what's kicking in. Um, but yeah, going back to the MLB stuff, like is that a game that you enjoyed playing when you could play, and what is it something you could go back to eventually?
Bro, honestly, like, so I don't know if like I don't know what it's called because you got Mutt for uh Madden, and then you got like you said the whole wrestling thing, right? I heard, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess baseball's going that way too. Like kind of like pay to play for like a lot of stuff, and if there's tournaments, most of them are like in the I don't know what you call it, the like the ultimate team mode. So it just seems like they're all, taking a piece of the pie. Like you can call it greed, you can call it whatever you want. Um, it seems like they're kind of going that way. And yeah, honestly, you guys, if you want to know the dead ass truth, part of my language, if they were like, hey, there's gonna be tournaments like, for like Major League Baseball, like MCS, I probably would try and play it. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty good when I play it. Like I was pretty good. Like I was never like the greatest, but I was pretty good. And like obviously you'd lock in and do all that stuff. But no, I mean, yes, Trey. Like the only way I'd come back, honestly, is if like I didn't have anything to do in the spring and summer, or if there were money tournaments where I could, play it, and it wasn't like I have to have an ultimate team to be in the tournaments and all that. Because, like, honestly, I don't know if this is true or not, Trey, on the players' lounge area, but like for most tournaments that the pros do in their Discord, um, hosting stuff, most of it is MUT, right? It's not even reg teams anymore. It's like once in a great while reg teams. So I don't know on players on Stray because I haven't been on there forever. Is it more MUT tournaments or more reg tournaments? Just so I know in the future, I guess.
I would say like if you're doing like an open challenge where you're like okay I'm going to match make I just want to play right now. I'm not registering for any tournaments, but I'm just hitting find opponent. That's probably going to be regs. I think if you pick mud because they do have an option for mud, and I've tried that in the past, so I don't know it might change now, but every time I would do mud it would like search for a long time, so I think the tournament section of Players Lounge, I think that's where like all the mud action is. And I think like the open challenges on Players Lounge is probably all regs. So I know that's something we've talked about this off stream about, and I mean we talked about at the beginning about how you're gonna get back into the mud leagues and money games and all that. And I think it'll be good for the content too. You get to see toxic Shane, toxic Shane. Like I'm not saying you're toxic, but it can
Oh,
be
I will be, bro.
it can be very entertaining at times when he's on 10. Um, for those of you that have never seen Shane Geiger 11 on 10, it is definitely something to see. But yeah, Shane, that's pretty much how it is. I haven't been on Gamer Saloon in a while, so I have no idea how that site goes. And there's another site, it's like 1v1 me. That's like a popular site that people are talking about it, but I don't know. I've heard like some mixed things on that website.
Can you hear me, Trey?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. So Gamerson's a little wish-washy still, bro, because I think I told you I logged on that like last year at the end of Madden 25, and people were kind of like um airing me out on who I was, that I was a pro, and you know what I mean. Except the one guy who, like, I was like, damn, I could have played for like $200+, you know. So like, I'll try to get back on Gamersaloon next year. I'm gonna try to get on Players Lounge. Um, Probably try to play some money games on Gamersaloon more than Players Lounge. Players Lounge will probably be like, like the tournaments, you know what I mean. Uh, but yeah, definitely, bro. Honestly, before we get on there, that 1v1, I was asked if I wanted to send like proof that I was a good player, which I would obviously, uh, been able to make it, because I see the guys on there. There's some elite players. There's some very good players, but there's some good players, but nothing special. So I would have been able to make it and qualify. So on that, bro, we also found out that, a few of our guys, not UMC guys, but a few of guys that we know, and I won't air them out here. I will not do that. I try to be cordial. They were rigging a lot of the 1v1 games, bro. I don't know if you heard, like, on 1v1 you could side bet. You can't side bet on Gamersaloon, at least as far as I know. That hasn't changed. I'm not so sure on Players Lounge anymore. You used to not be able to either. So 1v1, bro, you could side bet, right? And there'd be like real Vegas odds. I don't know if you knew that or not. Like, basically, like, let's say Shane got you 11 versus, I don't know, Trey versus you, and I'm like minus 200, you're plus 200, right? So I'm the favorite by a small margin. Or Shane versus Henry, and it's like minus 450 Henry, plus 450 Shane. So if you bet $10 on me and I win, you'd win 45. You'd win $45, and so on. Well, you are the guys that, you know, if I wanted to air out their junk, they got banned off of 1v1, because they would win a bunch of games, right? And then if they're playing somebody like plus like 800, plus 900, they'd have their friends put a bunch of money on the plus 900 guy, and they'd lose the game. Well, it got leaked because, people can't keep their mouth shut. Um, and so they got banned, bro. But yeah, yeah, basically, if you guys honestly, like, there's been a few times I've raged on here through Mutt. But Trey's absolutely right. Like, when it comes to money game stuff, like, I'm a little bit more toxic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm only more toxic if they like are rude. But when it comes to money games, if they're rude, I'm gonna cap back. But yeah, Trey. So I don't know if you knew that about 1v1, bro, or if I told you, or I don't know, bros. I forget some stuff, man. But yeah. So if you guys, bro, got banned off of it because they rigged the system.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's like, I don't know like what that site's background is, but I mean, you have to figure, you're making a site that's on Madden, and they probably do other games, so I don't know what their communities is like, but you got to think if there's something to be manipulated, not even just the game, but just like anything really, side betting and stuff like that, people are going to find a way to take advantage of it. So, I mean, that's crazy. And I remember like way back in the day when I first was on Gamer Saloon, and they had a lot of options. I feel like I remember seeing like they would have like like pool games and like poker and stuff you could play on Gamer Saloon that wasn't Madden, and I don't think they have that now. But I mean, do you like the idea overall of like a side bet, like if they found a way to make it to where it can't be manipulated? Is that something that you would approve of, or do you just don't like the idea in general?
No, actually, I think side betting would, like, look, let's be honest. I'm not promoting gambling, okay? I'm not promoting gambling, but the people that are gonna gamble, right? Like, I don't believe they should broadcast it on like NFL games or Major League Baseball games, because you got a young audience there, right, Trey? You got like 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 year olds watching it. And yeah, that can get a little bit addictive, right? And then like some of them are like, hey, bet $5, get $150 free cash, right? It's very predatory. But moving off that, so for the people that are gonna gamble and gonna gamble regardless, I'm down with side bets, bro. And here's where I'm at on it. So let's say me and you are playing each other, and I'm plus 800, like the one guy, right? And you're minus 800, so you're the pure favorite. Me and you rigged the system, right? I'm like, yo, let me beat you, Trey. I got boys that are gonna put like $200-300 down on each on against you, excuse me, and bet on me, and then I'll send you a piece of the pie, right? So like I make like $600-700, and then I send you like 300, and we profit, yada yada. People side bet. Well, here's where I think what should happen. I think that if they find out that like you or I rigged the system, right? I think that it should be I think that you should be forced to pay it back to the people you rigged. B, I think you should pay a big fine to get your name back on the site. And I think that you should get banned from MCS in a way or something like that. And you're gonna be like, wait a minute, that's not right. But in a way, it is right because most of these people playing 1v1s are people that do MCS or do big tournaments. So hit them where it matters most, the wallet. But like, I do like the side bet thing. It's kind of fun. It makes it interesting. I think it'd bring a bigger audience. You know what I mean? Especially like I think that if they could bring it to even like online betting where like, like even do Vegas, like have it on Vegas where people can bet online for this, like I think it would draw more people in. And then you're like, yeah, but gambling, it's bad for the kids, but Madden's already got, you know, buy all these packs, spend all this money, and it is gambling because you're not promised, right, Trey? You're not promised to get that 98 card all the time or 99 card right now. It just says 95 plus or 97 plus unless you spend, like $150 and then you might get it. You're probably going to get it. But like, you know what I mean? So like, I'm not against it. I like the side bets. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think on that? Do you like the side bets or no?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. You said you said it's a bad influence for the younger people. Gambling being addictive, and Twitch has this system, and I don't know how long it's been around, but it's been around for however long I've been on Twitch. Where if you're on a Twitch channel, you get channel points. You can get these points by subscribing, and I think if you're active in the chat section, you get points, and I mean, and then you can bet them. You can bet the points, and then some of these points can equate to. I mean, most of the time, they mostly just equate to like song requests and something like that. But I mean, if you have a bunch of them, like some people offer like $20 in PayPal. I mean, granted, you have to save up a lot of points and be right a lot of the times, but I mean, in a way, they're kind of already doing the whole gambling thing just on a lesser scale with that. And I mean, like, you go on Twitch anyway, like, I feel like I haven't watched Madden on Twitch in a while, but I think if you were to go on Twitch right now and, like, you see who's live, I would say a good percentage of them are probably playing for money or, like, hustling in that regard, but yeah, the side bets, I don't have an issue with it. I think it'd be kind of interesting, but like you said, people can manipulate it, which lets me know, like, and I know we're not going to get into, the people that we heard because we don't want to air them out, but do you know anything about how they got caught? Because, I mean, like, how they, unless it was, like, super obvious, but I mean, like, how would they be able to tell if one guy's not winning on purpose or whatever, or was it just they would just inflate the odds too high or whatever?
Honestly, bro, it's kind of like on Gamer Saloon. when people would try to get people to play for them, and then somebody would blab because honestly, somebody always blabs, right? Just like the whole like Italian mafia thing is like who ended up backstabbing the mob boss? Oh, their right hand man, and it necessarily might not be the right hand man all the time. It might be the third in command, the fifth in command, the eighth in command. Like I dealt with it on Gamersloon. Like I was offered plenty of times to play for people online, bro, and hustle people. And basically, I never did on Gamersloon on that part. I never played for anyone on Gamersloon. I did play for somebody um, for PayPal and stuff like that, but that kid said he told him at his college. I believe it was Texas at the time, but like I never did on Gamer Saloon. But like how people get caught is just like it's like how Golden Pharaoh and Playball and then you got Mook the Goon. Damn, I'm just airing people out. My bad. I didn't. Actually, I don't care about Playball and I don't care about Golden Pharaoh. So, and really Mook, whatever, he can kick rocks too. So, I wasn't really trying to air you guys out, but fuck it. Pardon my language, but F it. Um, they would all be hustling, bro. That's why the whole thing with Playball and I way back in the day, where he had screenshots of me being like, telling Golden Pharaoh, like, "Yo, he's just hustling you." Like, if you don't know the story, Trey, it makes me look bad because it looks like I'm blocking the game of Playball, which I was. But that was after repeatedly finding out that Playball was messaging people, telling them not to play me, telling them not to do this, and all that. And then in the end, Golden Pharaoh stops playing me, right, dog, and he had asked me to play for him to beat Mook the Goon, who Mook the Goon asked to play for Golden Pharaoh in the past, and the screenshots get sent to everybody because people gossip like women and gossip like old people, male or female old people, and then it just gets around, you know what I mean, Trey? Like so like for example, I'll just give a quick Playball blocked my games multiple times. I got pissed off, so I said to Golden Pharaoh, like, yo, don't play ball. He's a hustler, yada yada. Golden Pharaoh sent it to Playball. Playball tried to make that little video. Um, one of his good friends, Cheese 525, I still remember that name, was like, yo, don't worry about Playball Shane. He beats his kids. But don't say that it came from me. But he beats his kids whenever he loses a game or he gets mad at him. He'll hit him hard and blah blah blah. Don't know if that's true. That was definitely not my business on that. I actually ignored it and I took the high road, Trey, on that. But then, I got pissed off about Playball blocking my games because that's what kind of dude he would be. He would like let you win a game and then win like three games and then like, hey, don't play this person, yada yada. Um, but what would happen is, so then I told Golden Pharaoh that. Golden Pharaoh went and told Playball. Playball made the video. Golden Pharaoh and Playball and Mook the Goon all try to hook up. Golden Pharaoh asked me before that video came out, Trey, if I wanted to play for him to beat Mook the Goon. But then I'm like, yo, and I think I sent you all this proof, Trey. I'm pretty sure I sent all this proof, but instead of me blabbing, long story short, like I already blabbed a lot. It's just people gossip too much. You know what I mean, Trey? They send screenshots. So like, I'm sure somebody's like, hey, man, this guy's gonna throw the game today. You should get your piece of the pie, right? It'd be kind of like, if like I found out that person A, who is a heavy favorite, was gonna throw the game, I'd probably hit you up, Trey, by, hey man, just so you know, I'm not telling you what to do, but this person who's like plus 9,000 is a favorite. If you put $100 down, you can make like 9K. Don't say anything that I told you that. And then you screenshot it, right? And you send it to this person. This person sends it to this person. And that person's like, yo, I don't like Shane. And sends it in, and then I get banned. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no question. That's why it's probably best to not leave a paper trail, you know what I mean? Which is hard in this day and age, but when you're, like you said, screenshots get pushed around. I do remember seeing that video. I think it's I think it's down now, but yeah, it was a video where like he was showing like the screenshots, and I think you talked about the video, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Shane's thirsty and all this crap," and eventually it got, I don't know if he like went away, but yeah, that guy seems like kind of like a weird dude to me. You know, and the fact that he says that he beats his kids when he loses, like I don't know, like I know it's not your business at all, but you know, might be something worth talking to CPS about if you knew where he lived. But I understand, that's not something you want to get involved. So yeah, it's a lot of drama to navigate through. I mean, honestly, like, is that like one of the things that kind of held you back from playing Sooners because like of all the BS you'd have to go through if you ended up wanting to play in the game? Was part of it was because you didn't want to have to deal with situations like that? So,
Like honestly, bro, like Playball's a scummy guy, right? Like I don't really care. Angel is his real name. I won't say his last name. I know his last name, but Angel slash Playball slash whatever he's decided his name on Gamer Saloon is today is a slimy person. Um, it's kind of like another guy that is everywhere that bets huge money, but he will have a pro play for him that he's close with to win big money games. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if the guy Cheese was telling me the truth, bro, about play ball. Like, yeah, I would if I really knew that like he was beating his kids with proof. Yeah, I'd send it in. I don't care, but I'm not gonna start something. You know what I mean? Where then he can try to make something up about my family. He can try to do this, like. So like on that part, like I just let it be, and I never even said anything to play ball. But like, yeah, for money, Playball is scummy, bro. He's a scummy person, and it's been whatever, like 4 or 5 years from since that like happened. I think it's probably longer, right? That video is probably like 7, 8 years old, but like it's like yeah, like I said, it does make it look bad because it looks like I did something shady, which I did something like wrong of me. But in the end, I was like, you know what I mean? I was just like, F it, dude. Like I would find out for so many people. Like member six, he told me Playball did that to him. Um, Headhunters told me Playball did it too. Hey, don't play Shane. Hey, don't play Shane. Cheese told me when him and Playball had a falling out for a while that Playball would tell tons of people, don't play Shane. That guy will hustle you. That guy will do this. So like, yeah, man. Eventually, like, I got sick of it, so I was like, all right, did it back. But the long story short is Golden Pharaoh didn't believe me, bro. When I said Playball's a hustler, guess what happened, Trey? Playball lost a $400 game in off Gamer Saloon to Golden Pharaoh and never paid him. He burned him on Cash App. He burned him for $400 and then blocked him. So Golden Pharaoh wrote me and was like, "You right, bro. You're right about Playball, but like he can kick rocks too because he's trying to get me to play for him for unsuspected victims. So did other people. Like King Duck tried to do it to me. Like so, basically, like you can do whatever you want on that part, but like what I've basically figured out, bro, is like if I do stay on Players Lounge and do the tournaments or Gamerson for money games, I'm really just gonna keep to myself, Trey. No matter if they troll or try to get me to talk crap, I'm not even gonna talk to them unless we're in the game. Then I'll probably talk crap. You know what I mean? Like I might become a little toxic during the game, but like yeah, bro, it kind of turned me off for money games. Besides, like the one thing that the main reason why I couldn't, um, the step down is like I was just getting like money blocked, if that makes sense. I was getting money blocked.
yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, it was probably a multitude of reasons that led you to your decision. Um, and you tell the story about how play ball burned someone. I mean, you hear about stories like this all the time. I mean, there's probably like, two or like a handful of stories you could probably think of off the top of your head where, you'll have this guy that's known around the community as like, hey, don't play this guy for money because he'll burn you. He'll like rip you off and this and that. But even with the reputation, sometimes people will still fall victim and get ripped off like Pharaoh did. Pharaoh did in the end. But this brings me to my another question is like, has that ever happened to you yourself, like where you played outside of Gamer Saloon, which is regulated, where you got ripped off at all? Or do you just like not trust people and you're like, I'm only gonna do it through like a Gamer Saloon site?
So I'm gonna give everyone really quick a word of advice. Like, who knows if anybody will ever listen to this on this part or whatnot. People may play it back like they do. Even the people that you think you're really cool with online, when it comes to money, they're gonna try to get their own bread. They're gonna try to get their own paper. Like look at King Duck, bro. Like, I thought me and him were real cool, and then he tried to have, I don't remember who it was. You remember the name? Try to like had him play me for 500 on King Duck's account, but Headhunter saved me and said, "Yo, it's this guy." Do you remember the name real quick so I can move on with this story? Like, you said it. You were correct at one time.
Um, I mean, I know King Duck, but I don't really know the other guy you're thinking of, to be honest. But maybe it'll come to me.
The pro guy. The pro guy that was gonna play for him. You said
Oh yeah, it was. I know one of them was Pavon,
yeah, Pavon.
right?
It was Pavon.
Yeah.
Yep. Good job. It was Pavon. You're absolutely correct. So yeah, he was gonna have Pavon, who at that time, I think he did. I think he won the belt that year, one of them, or at least made it to like the final four of the championship. So he was like legit, right? But that's what I'm saying though. Like, I thought King Duck and I were real cool. I played him for like a $25 game because he kept running his mouth. He started becoming like a little odd, but like I think you and I found out that like I don't even know if we were talking to the right brother at the time. Yeah, like he had like three or four brothers, I think. But yeah, so that happened. Like, so that's just what I'm saying. Like, people will do anything for money, Trey, and it's really hard to who you can trust and not. And I did do Cash App, PayPal for a while, bro, and it would basically be like 50-50. Like 50% of the time they wouldn't pay, 50% of the time they would. And so it got annoying, and then like I just didn't want to look for people because it was just like after a while it was like if I play this guy, I always paid up, bro. I never burned. But like you have guys that are wanting to play me like Allen, who was a pro, who wouldn't pay up the side bet on one of the games on MCS forever until we landed in the same Discord for a money league, and I was like, "You gonna pay up or what?" And so then he ended up sending me the money, which is like years later, bro. It was literally years later, Trey. But yeah, so like the Cash App and PayPal, that I mean, it was like literally 50-50. There'd be some dudes that really would pay up, and then be real dudes that would just burn you, so it was tiring. And Gamerson got to point, like I said, people were blocking my games. People were telling people that I was a pro. They saw me on the leaderboard, so it got real tough, Trey. And hopefully, like next year, people won't be on there as much. I know that Playball's still on there. Uh, but outside of that, like there's only like him and Rob Gambino that are still playing on that because a lot of the top pros that were underage that played on Gamer Saloon, they're over at Players Lounge, basically. Running tournaments now. So like they will be like, Henry's 1K tournament or Kiv or whoever. I'm just saying names. They're more on Players Lounge now, so it'll be definitely interesting to see that if I can move quietly and get some money games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. And it's crazy too because like you think of situations like one thing you can check it out on Shane's channel where he played Des Bryant for money at one point. Um, but for those of you that don't know, how did that whole Des Bryant thing come together? You ended up beating him. And you said you never ripped off anybody, and some people would look at Des Bryant and say, well, if he's a football player, he's not going to care about whatever money, $50, whatever. But you would even if you were lost, you still would have paid it because it's all about the principle, right? Because then it would be unfair because if Des Bryant were to do the same thing, you'd be like, oh, he's an entitled football player, this and that. But it's like, but if you're intending not to pay him, then why do you have room to talk in that situation? So how did that whole situation come in?
So that came in off of like I was on Twitter and I was streaming late night, I believe, right? I believe I was streaming it because you were in there, I believe, and a couple other people were in there, I believe. And I saw on Twitter that he was like, "Yeah, who wants to play me? I'm the best ever, yada yada." And then I said, "Hey man, I got next. Send me next." And then he actually responded, and we ended up playing and stuff. So that was legit, bro. Like he was pretty good. He definitely knew some of the meta at the time. Um, it was a close game, I believe, until like the fourth quarter, and then I ended up winning. But like, not gonna try to down talk me, but like, if it was Mutt, I would have beat him worse. And if I had been playing regs like I used to, I would have beat him worse. Like I'm a level above him, which is fine because I should be, but he does play it a lot, bro. So he's definitely really good. And yeah, I just never felt like burning goes against what like just like my morals, and like people could be like, "Yeah, but you were trying to block this guy's games. There's proof." Yeah. If you didn't know that he was really trying to do that to me forever first and it got tiresome, so I did what he did, which isn't like correct now for me, but like back then I was pissed off, you know what I mean? But like he was shady way before me, plenty of times before too. It wasn't just a lone situation, but like nah, man. The only guy that was big name that ever ripped me off, Trey, was when I was hired from the college kid, and I ended up playing, I think it was the linebacker for Texas that got drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. And he said we were supposed to play like for $200 games. And I beat him like two or three games in a row. And he ended up not paying. And the guy told me he didn't pay. But like now that I think about it, I don't even know if the guy didn't pay, bro. Like, cause that guy, like I told you, the guy that hired me out that I literally made $18,000 for, Trey. $18,000, dog. $9,000 each. I believe now he was cheating me, bro. Like I think that it was more. He made way more off of me. It wasn't 50-50 just because I vaguely remember somebody telling me that like he's taken most of profit and given me a slim picking of it, which 9K is still 9K, right, Trey? But that was the dude that ended up when I lost the one game said that I need to pay him back after I'd made so much money, and I ended up playing the dude that beat me, and the guy covered him, and I took his money, and the guy tried to hire me back, and I was like, nah, kick rocks. But no, Trey, it basically I just couldn't burn people, you know what I mean? It's just not me.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. It is crazy too because I was in that stream and I even remember, and I don't even know if this is something that you remember, but I remember, after the game, he responded back and he was like, "You want to play for $5,000?" And I just thought it was hilarious, like about how detached people that are actually like making money, like they think that the average person has like $5,000 just laying around that they could just bet on a Madden game and stuff like that. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, have you ever heard rumors? I've heard rumors like in the past that you had Deion Sanders. I don't know which one if it was, but like if it was like Shadur or Shiloh, whatever. But have you ever heard rumors of like Deion Sanders' son that would that would like play for money, and I guess he would kind of do the same thing. You would just kind of not really pay his debts or whatever.
You know what, Trey? Yeah, and I do remember that about Dez. Like, yeah, my bad, bro. Let me get, let me just get that laying around in my sock, right? I do kind of remember that. Now that you brought that up about one of the Sanders brothers, I don't know who it was, but I did kind of hear like one of them was burning, like they're burning people. So I don't remember who it was, but I do definitely know who you're talking about. One thing that I was gonna bring up is I know you probably won't watch, but March Madness is coming. Selection Sunday is Sunday. I can't wait for my Gonzaga Bulldogs. Hopefully they'll do good, bro. But yeah, man, can't wait for March Madness. It's the best like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week. That's when it's like really, really gonna get going, Trey. So that's what I'll be doing next week.
Hell yeah, March Madness is always good, and I like watching March Madness because anything can happen because it's literally just one game. You win, you move on. If you lose, and you're eliminated. So I always like that aspect of it. So, and it's hard to predict, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. What is your prediction on how March Madness is gonna go for the Gonzaga this year? Are you expecting to win? And is Mark Few still the head coach for you guys over at Gonzaga?
Um, so it's really, really weird. And yeah, Mark Few is the coach still for Gonzaga. They've made March Madness 27 straight years, which is just wild, bro. This year's team is 30-3, so they're really, really good, right? And the main difference is they win more with their defense this year, which is like completely abnormal, Trey, because usually they have great offense, not that great of defense, and they win that way. This year they basically win with like giving it to like the post player and then playing great defense and trying to shut people down and get like fast breaks and like alley oops and all that, but they can't shoot really good. Honestly, for me, it depends on the matchup, bro. I'll say that. But they're supposed to be a 3 seed, so they'll play a 14, the very first one. They should win that, and then they'll either play the winner of a 6 or 11. So then it depends on who that is. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I could see round of 32 to final four, bro. With them, they're just. It depends on which offense shows up. You know what I mean? And side note, congrats to the Idaho Vandals for making it as well for the first time, I believe, in 36 years.
Oh yeah, shit. I'm a Vandals fan and I didn't even know that, so that kind of shows you how much of a casual I am. No, I did see something about that, and I also heard we signed for football we signed like a three-star prospect, Blitz McCarthy, as quarterback, and this overall recruiting class so far has been pretty good. So I'm interested for the football season, but. Now that's dope. I mean, 36 years they're gonna get in, and it's gonna be crazy. Wouldn't it be something if it was Idaho and Gonzaga in the finals?
That would be dope, bro.
I mean, you called it last time. You said back in whatever it was gonna be Seahawks and Patriots in the finals. So I'm gonna ask you the same question again. Who do you think is gonna be in the finals, and who's gonna take it this year from what you've seen?
All right, man, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with the Duke Blue Devils winning it all. That's not really outlandish. What's up, Trey Jr.? Appreciate you joining. I'm gonna take Duke as the champions, and I'll say Duke versus Michigan for the title, but Duke wins it all.
Alright, so you heard it here first. We'll see if Shane is Nostradamus 2 times over with that one. Oh, we can switch back to Madden because there's some news. I did want to ask you, so you have a Connect, sometimes he tells you what's going on with patches and MCS and that sort of thing. Do you guys ever talk about the upcoming year? Like, does he ever like say, "Hey, this is what we're going to be working on for Madden 27" or anything like that?
Not unless I reach out, bro. And like I said, like I've been busy and I haven't really reached out in a while. I just know like he's basically told me the same thing every year when I ask. Like the patch notes that are coming out after the MCS, after the Super Bowl, are basically trial and errors for the next Madden, which people could be like, that doesn't make sense because it's, for the current one, but like I guess they're like trying to see stuff. Um, I do remember last year, wasn't it right before, bro, that he told me that they were trying to vote on the switch stick to making it only three, and then talks of pinch protection and something else, and so that's why, and he was right on one of them. I can't remember which thing he was right, but wasn't that before Madden? He told me for Madden 26. I feel like that's what happened, or maybe I'm just like I dreamt it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have told me that. I'm not too well versed in the subject. I will say, the big news that, is what could be coming to Madden. It has not been confirmed, but it has been speculated. Is that the Madden 27 is going to have like similar to how 2K has a park, right? And how the park is like you could create your avatar. You could create your avatar, and it kind of puts you in like an open world setting. Like kind of like GTA. You're just kind of walking around, but instead of engaging in criminal activities like you do in GTA, you engage in you play like 3 on 3. There's like little side stuff you can do, and it just takes place in an open world. And it happens in WWE too. FIFA has it, and it's gonna come to Madden. And when you think of like the amount of sports games that do have something similar to this, I can understand that side of things, but it's like you can't find a single person, casual or not, you can't find a single person that plays Madden that is like, you know what Madden needs right now? It needs an open world mode. It's just gonna take away resources. It's going to, prevent them from contributing things that mean something to the game. And it's just another example of how tone deaf and just out of the loop EA is when it comes to knowing what their fans like and don't like. Of course, people are gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. If it does come out, I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not something that I'm interested in to whatever degree. But again, it's just like the example of tone deaf that is going on. So that's kind of like my take about, because we're talking about Madden 27 news. So I wanted to get my take on that, on about the rumors that I've been hearing about the park mode. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really heard a whole lot of stuff about what the gameplay is going to be like. I was going to ask you, Shane, did you see anything about they did a new mud draft mode, right? So they did a new mud draft mode. It wasn't college for a while, but essentially the concept of it is you have your base ultimate team, right? Where in the past you would just draft a team from scratch, but what this mode is essentially you take your base mud team, same players, same playbooks, but it would be like rounds where you draft from a pool, and like you would like alternate players. So like the pool would be like 95 overall, Kevin Byard or whatever, and say you don't have a safety that's in there right now that's adequate to like an 89 or an 88 overall, you can take him, and now all of a sudden your weakness that was on the team is now turned up a while. And I don't like the idea. I liked it better where you could build a team from scratch, and it's like, it's like, oh, well, you want to play mud draft, you have to already have a team. But I just want to get your opinion on it. Is that something that you've heard? And is it like something that, you'd be interested in?
I don't know. That seems wild. I liked it how it was. Like, unless I totally heard you wrong, which I apologize, but like, I liked Mutt Draft how it was, where you just started. You know what I mean? Like, you got three picks, and you could play. You'd get a new team every time, and you had base players, and then you got the playbooks and stuff. I do think they need to bring that back for the tournaments, but I don't think they ever will. I'm not even sure that they'll bring regs back. Um, we'll see if they do. Trey Jr. said the last good Madden was 12 for making your own team, but gameplay and all 19 was last best before they did the APX factor. Um, I don't remember what Madden 19 was. I don't know if it was that one defense where you couldn't run the ball at all, and it was like four down linemen. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't know. My brain's going dumb right now, you guys. I apologize. I just know that I do think next year will be more defensive. Like in the past, not for the last like 3, 4 years, but for before that period is you could basically go like if it was an offensive game, the next year would start to be a defensive game and so on. And then like the last 3, 4 years it kind of switched up and it's just been whatever. But like even when with all what the pros have complained about, like it's too easy on offense, I would assume that defense will be at the forefront next year, Trey. I think that's where it'll be. I think it'll be about the defense.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be about the defense, and because I know that's where Shane Guy 11 thrives is those gritty, defensive games. And I mean, it is a bad look. I mean, you talk about the last couple years where, you have like scores of like 50 and 60. I mean, yeah, you have switch stick and stuff like that, but on defense, the meta is either you're nano blitzing, double mug a gap. But if you're not doing that, then you're running cover four, and you're switch sticking. Like people aren't even really making like adjustments at all, really. Like what? Like I mean, like they still are, but when you get to like the MCS level of things, like it's not a whole lot of adjustments on defense. It's like, just clicking on different routes and trying to guard them brainlessly. So hopefully Madden 27 is the year that it gets more defensive. But with that being said, Shane, I mean there are rumors, and I know we've kind of went back and forth on this, like in years past, about the cover athlete and how this relates to the game as a whole. But there is speculation that Miles Garrett will be the cover athlete. So if we're going off of what you're saying, if Miles Garrett is on the cover, then maybe that's a hint that it's going to be more defensive. And I was talking about this on Reddit. I don't think it's going to be Miles Garrett. Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to be on it, but I'm saying it's like when EA picks a cover athlete, they look at their marketability and how they can sell them. Like, they look at who's the new fresh face in football right now. And I'm not biased, but I am a Patriots fan. But I think Drake May, after he's young, he's kind of like the new project. He just came off of a Super Bowl appearance, and on top of that, he's spoken in press conferences about how he's played Madden for a long time. So I'm making my prediction right now, and a lot of people think it's going to be Miles Garrett, but I'm going to say it's still going to be Drake May, and when it is Drake May, I'm going to prove a lot of people wrong, and that's always like one of life's biggest pleasures is proving people wrong. But with that being said, Shane, who do you think is going to be on the cover?
All right, so we got Trey Senior in here. Is he gonna be Nostradamus for the Madden cover athlete? Bro, it's gonna sound like I'm biased, but I'm gonna go with the Seahawk, bro. But like my brain's telling me it's gonna be Kenneth Walker, which got signed by the Kansas City Chiefs. But I'm gonna say it's the Seahawks on the cover. That's what I think. And Trey Jr. said, "Hope honestly, I just hope the game gets better, but who knows? I mean, it's honestly always gonna have issues, Trey Jr. It just has to have less issues overall. Like you shouldn't be able to stand behind the defensive tackle and three down linemen and dumb out the offensive line where they tackle you to run game. But Trey Senior, I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker. I'm gonna go with my gut instinct.
All right, so Shane Adamas is going with K9. I mean, like, what was your reaction on Kenneth Walker? You know, he comes off, he wins the Super Bowl MVP. You know, he's going to be the clear back, and then he goes and he leaves to go with the Chiefs. So, you know, like, when you look at that K9 situation, like, is that something that you're kind of upset about, or do you think it's something that you can bounce back on? And then you also have Charbonnet in the backfield. I know he was injured; he didn't really get a chance to play much in the postseason. So, do you think Charbonnet is able to carry the load for you guys going into the upcoming season if you don't take or draft anyone else?
Well, so Trey Jr. said he has no predictions, which I definitely feel you on that. Actually, Trey Senior, they signed Emmanuel Wilson to a 1 year deal for from Green Bay. He averaged 4.5 yards per carry over 3 seasons. I guess he's a super fast running back. At least that's what I've heard. I was a little bummed that K9 was gone, but like here's how I feel. With salary cap and your team wins the Super Bowl, you're gonna get a little bit you're gonna lose enough guys, if you know what I mean. Trey Jr. said the Saints let Taylor Davis and Jordan go in free agency. I mean, that's what it is with the salary cap for sure. Like, honestly, it actually hurt Seattle Seahawks in like versus, Trey Senior's New England Patriots. And it's probably gonna hurt them next year. But the Seahawks had a rich owner, right? They had Paul Allen, then they had Jody Allen, and they're rich as hell, and they were willing to spend money. So if there was no salary cap, I think K9 would be back. I think the Seahawks wouldn't lose anybody really. I think they would have ran it back, but people are trying to get paid, so it is what it is. We'll see how it goes, and can't worry about it now. Football's what 5 months away. I know the NFL draft is coming up and all that stuff. Trey Jr. says end an era for Jordan Davis. I was hoping they'd retire a Saint. They probably will, bro. They'll probably sign a day contract. That's what I think some of the Seahawks will do. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at on it. Like salary cap nips a lot of things in the bud. If you guys know what I mean. Like, so it is what it is. I can't be too upset.
Yeah, no, I feel you. You can't be too settled on, especially when you guys are coming off of a Super Bowl run for the ages. Definitely a nice win. I wish it wasn't against the Patriots, but it is what it is. We're like 1-1 now. Um, but with that being said, I know something that you are looking forward to is the baseball season. I mean, it's probably still early. I feel like spring training. I don't follow baseball at all, so you can tell me if I'm wrong. But we're probably still a ways away from baseball too. But from what you've been hearing, like, how optimistic are you about the Mariners right now? Though.
Well, right now they're doing the World Baseball Classic where, you play for your home team. There was some drama with like our catcher and our left fielder. I think they'll get over it. I know that people are making a lot about drama and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to cause issues. Um, and then the other people are at spring training playing. I'm actually I'm actually excited to see how they do. I think the first game is March 26th, so I think we are literally no, maybe not. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna check. I know it's somewhere in late March. Trey Jr. said, I don't know who we should draft, but I say either O line or defense person. Phil, I feel you, bro. I feel you on that. But no, the Seattle Mariners regular season is definitely starting really soon, Trey. Like I'm pretty excited on it. Like I love baseball, bro. Like I've told you guys in the past, and all that is it's my first love. You know what I mean? Like it's my first love. It's something that's really really special. Um. So yeah. So where is the regular season? Hold on, man. Like, this is on me, you guys. I apologize. I think my brain keeps saying March 26th, Trey, but I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I don't believe I'm right on that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Thursday, March 26th at T-Mobile Park against the Cleveland Guardians. So I was right. Look at that. Look at that. My brain still kind of works, you guys. But yeah, I'm pretty excited, Trey.
All right, you're pretty excited. But with that being said, transferring over to Madden and like upcoming streams, we talked about this at the beginning of the stream. It's gonna be doing Fall Guys. Hopefully, I'm looking forward to watching guys fall with you, as I joked about earlier. But with that being said, are you telling the people as of right now that as far as Madden 27, like, are you pretty much retired, or do you think you'll still come back and play and stream before Madden 27 comes out?
So Trey Jr. real quick said, "How do you guys feel about the Max Crosby trade? How they changed their mind?" I thought it was really messed up, but I think in the end, it's what it is. Like, it's a little messed up, but it is what it is. Trey, do you want to give your opinion on that before I go on about Fall Guys and Madden 26?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really have a take on that. I think it's a situation where you trade him, and I know Max Crosby was dealing with injuries prior, so it's kind of interesting that they would trade for him. They know that he's been dealing with injuries, and then he can't pass the physical. I think that's just like a code way of saying we don't like how he looks, and then they send him back to you. But I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's like a conspiracy. Like, I don't even know what the purpose of that would be, but. I guess I don't really think too much about that stuff. Maybe Tom Brady came in and blocked the trade or something. I don't know, but I know one of the teams they got Trey Hendrickson is with the Ravens or Raiders, one of the others. So yeah, but yeah, go
Ravens.
ahead, Shane. Yeah.
Yeah, they're with the Ravens. What people thought was messed up is because the Max Crosby trade was going to give the Raiders draft picks, Trey, from the Baltimore Ravens, but instead it was just money, I believe, getting Trey Hendrickson. But no, Trey Jr. says F Tom Brady. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's sacrilegious with Trey Sr., bro. No, I mean Fall Guys will be cool, man. Like, I just wanna like kind of just relax. Like, when you're in like constant competitive mode for like 6 months, 7 months, like, you need a little bit of a break, and there's nothing really to play for right now. Um, it's just what it is right now. You know what I mean? So like, Madden 26 is dead to me. Like, I'll just be honest, Madden 26 is dead to me. The only way that I'll play it is maybe do the rookie premieres cards down the road, but we'll see how that goes. Last year they messed it up so bad that they didn't even get it at the start of the year like they were supposed to. So I'm ready for Fall Guys and just goof around and just chilling with you, Trey, and basically chilling with the chat and just hanging out, and people want to come chill and talk. I'm down.
Hell yeah, I'm also looking forward to that too. Although I feel like you'll probably end up getting pretty heated at Fall Guys too. After a while, you'd be like, "Damn it!" But yeah, no, it'd definitely be fun for sure. And yeah, I mean, Madden 26 is dead in the water. We got Madden 27, but so I'm gonna be playing that. But then like, there's probably like a few months after Madden 27 is when GTA 6 comes out, and that's that's gonna take all of my time. I mean, GTA 6 at this point is like, think of like whatever like the biggest movie or like release date that was in your generation, like in the 90s or whatever. It's literally like you're not going to see anything like this for the rest of your life when GTA 6 comes out. It is that big, you know what I mean? So, looking forward to that. Um, but Shane, do you have a would you rather for this edition of the West Coast podcast?
Yes, sir. I'm glad you asked me. GTA 6, man. Like, I know damn well you're gonna be on that, Trey. So my would you rather? Would you rather sing your favorite song in front of a sold out arena crowd or in front of the original artist alone?
Uh, Probably a sold out arena, to be honest. I think I'd rather. I think it's a lot more like easy to do when there's like a bunch of people, but like when you actually do it in front of someone else, they're probably gonna be looking at you like you're weird. Like that's how I feel like with like a lot of like celebrities and like rappers and people like that, even actors, like when they meet fans and like the first thing that they do to them is like they'll say like their song to them. I think a lot of them just kind of look at them like they're weird versus the ones that are just like cool or whatever. But yeah, that's what I would pick on that.
Trey Jr. says he wouldn't care. Like, honestly, um, I don't know how it works out. Like, cause like if I'm rapping that song in front of like the whole crowd, did I get brought up by that rapper since I'm gonna be rapping? And then they're gonna be on my jock anyways, so then it'd be cool. Or like, are we just getting on there and I just have to do it like for like I don't know, like a talent show, but with a sold out crowd. I could definitely rap it in front of like the artist, bro. I wouldn't even care, but like my favorite artist is dead, so that's where I'm at on that one.
I mean, he might be alive, Shane. I mean, there's a rumor that he's in Cuba somewhere. So maybe the one thing that's gonna get him out of hiding is if Shane Fogel comes out of retirement, and then you and him can hop on a track together. But yeah, I know what you're saying on that. Um, Damn it, okay, we're good. So
Yeah, we
my
good.
would you rather question for Trey Jr. and the ones that are going to be listening to this back in the archives, and also to my co-host Shane Got You 11, is would you rather have a rewind button for your life, allowing you to redo any moment, but you can't go forward to see the future? Or option B, have a fast forward button for your life, allowing you to skip over boring or painful parts, but you can't go back to change anything.
Oh man. Yeah, say that again. Let me break that down one more time, man.
Right, so option A, you have a rewind button for your life, which allows you to redo any moment, but you can't go forward to see the future. Would you rather have a fast forward button for your life, allowing you to skip over any boring or painful parts, but you can't go back to change anything after? You can.
Oh, I'm with Trey Jr. here. I think I do option A by far. Like, definitely. Because couldn't I become rich that way then, Trey? Right? Like, couldn't I rewind it and be like, oh, I need to buy Bitcoin when it's 10 cents a pop and buy like 1,000 of them, and then I'd be like almost a billionaire, right? Is that what it's saying, right? Or no?
Yeah, that's what it's saying. And it's like, I mean, this is like the movie Click. Like, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Click with Adam Sandler, where he has like the remote, and like he fast forwards like mundane tasks after a while. But then like the overall like sentiment of the movie is like if you just fast forward like the boring parts of things that you don't really think about, then like 10 years goes by, 20 years goes by, and you know you wish that you would have savored the moments that you took for granted in the end. So I'm with you. I think I would definitely pick option A, and like you said, invest in Bitcoin. You're into stocks, right? And this is something that I've been wondering. Could you have invested in like toilet paper and whatever company makes the masks and stuff? Would that have been a profitable investment if you've seen it coming? See.
So Trey Jr. says he loves Click. I did see Click, bro. It was kind of depressing because like I definitely got the point. I was old enough at that point too to like fully understand like that's why I'm like trying to slow mo it like with the little one because they're only little for so long, bro. Like they're only innocent and young for so long. So I like everything, like reading a book, going for a little walk. We had a snowball fight tonight. My oldest, and then my youngest and me had a little snowball fight. I just was like savored in and watching how excited the little one was. So yeah, so I understand Click totally. Yeah, you could have definitely got put money in towards like the for the toilet paper, the mask. I don't know who the companies are. But yeah, you could have definitely done that, Trey. It was kind of like I believe it was like while the government knows what they're gonna do days before is like I think Nancy Pelosi sold like a bunch of her stocks like 2 days before they like dropped, the news that COVID was shutting down basically the world. So like they got ahead, like they got a like a warning, and other countries get that too. That's why, in the same sense, it's like wild that we're arguing with each other over stuff, but the one percenters are selling stocks, buying stocks, doing this, inside trading, and getting rich and rubbing elbows with each other. I won't get political, like, because I don't really care actually, but it's just it's crazy like that. Like the only regret that I've had a couple regrets of when it was Dogecoin, bro, when it was 1 penny that I just didn't put like $2,000-3,000 on it because I would have, I mean, geez, I mean, I would have made it probably over. I would have made about 100K when I sold it because I know where I sold it. So I would have made 100K out that, and then I was rightly correct on AMC blowing up at the time from like $1 to like 15. I made some good money, and I still do stocks, but they haven't been wild like in the past. You know what I mean? Like CEI stock went up like from 30 cents to like 5.30, and I got into it from 30 cents to like $3, so I 10 times my money. But like yeah, man, it basically is that. It's funny how stocks work. Like I definitely think they know. um oh, Trey Jr.'s got a would you rather. I'm pretty sure is what he is saying right now. Hey, Trey Senior, did you get my photo that I sent you?
Let me check it out. Oh yeah, you're talking. Is that That's actually pretty dope. Is that like a one of a kind thing, or is that something that you can actually buy right now? But
I actually bought it right now. I got two bottles. It's like a collector's item, bro. It's for the people that don't know, it's the Snoop Dogg with Tupac wine that Snoop, he sells. It's called Two of America's Most Wanted, which is a song in case anybody which is a song that Tupac and Snoop did 30 years ago. And then on the back, he penned it basically like, man, I wish you were here, bro. Yada, yada. We do so much together. But right now, we're pouring out some wine for you, which is pretty cool. And like, don't you think the artwork is pretty dope, though, Trey?
oh yeah, the bottle itself and like the artwork. I mean, that's pretty dope. I mean, I don't even drink wine like that, but I would definitely buy a bottle like that. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, like how Snoop wrote the thing about Tupac, like oh I wish you were here, or whatever. I mean they probably get over it, but there's probably a slim chance that Tupac probably would have cut Snoop off after he made the comment saying he has no problems with bad boys and stuff like that. But I don't know.
I think with that, and then Trey Jr., I will get to the would you rather question. I think with that, Trey, is I think maturity would have gotten it over, right? Let's say they both lived and they're in their 40s. I think they would have moved on past it. You know what I mean? I think they would have been fine with each other. That's just what I really think. And yeah, man, I don't drink wine at all, bro. My wife drinks wine, but definitely had to get it right. I mean, that's pretty dope. Like, got my favorite artist on there, and Snoop's got on there. It was pretty dope. The artwork's pretty cool. I guess it's good wine for my wife, but that just came today. So Trey Jr.'s would you rather lose all your money or all your memories? I I
I
Trey Senior, go ahead and answer first.
so I would say lose money because I don't have a lot of it. So like the whatever's in my bank account right now, that's not worth losing my memories. However, if you want to rephrase the question and say, would you rather have, let's say, $500,000 and but you have no way of knowing what you did in a previous life, all your memories fade away, then I would probably take the $500,000. But the money that I have now, it's not worth, me forgetting my memories on that.
You know, okay, so I'm not trying to get super sentimental here. Um, I don't have tons of money either, though, so it wouldn't hurt me that much. But I still think I'd rather lose my money, bro. Like, just from the simple fact is, like, eventually my parents won't be here. My kids are getting older. I still can remember memories of my grandparents who have been gone for 20 plus years. I mean, I don't think I'd want to lose those memories. You know what I mean? Like, money comes, money goes. You spend money all the time. Like, but you couldn't get the memories back that, you know what I mean? You couldn't get the memories back that you had with people online, offline, parents, non parents, friends, non friends. Like, and as you get older, bro, like, I've had 41 and a half years, almost 42 years of memories, man, that, like, some damn good times, man. There've been some, like, terrible times, but, like, your brain kind of filters it out, like, and has you remember more of the memories. So, like Trey Jr. said, memories is worth it all the time. Like, I think that's what he said. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Yeah, memories are worth a lifetime. Yeah, definitely Trey Jr. Like, facts. But yeah, that's where I'm at on that, man. Like, money spent all the time, bro. Money spent on the dumbest things, like, that you don't even think is dumb. Like, but memories come and go, but the great memories are stuff that you will think about when you're an old person, if you're lucky and get to like old age, and you're just sitting there and you're like, man, I remember when my parents did this, or I remember when my brother did this, or my sister did that. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm on that. I definitely keep the memories 110%.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, it's kind of interesting though that we're having this conversation about memories because earlier this morning I seen a video about the new Malcolm in the Middle, I guess, reboot that's going to be going on. And Frankie Muniz, the person that played Malcolm, I guess I read somewhere that he actually did have memory loss for a while, and he forgot about playing in the show. But it's gonna be bringing back. So I just think it's funny we're talking about memories and stuff. But I hear you on that. But I don't really have anything else. I'll throw it back over to Shane and Trey Jr. If there's like any side comments or questions, then I'll throw it back to him. But if not, then we appreciate you guys for tuning in for a West Coast podcast. We hope that you're enjoying the spring. Daylight saving times just started, so it's starting to get lighter later, which I personally am a fan of. Unfortunately for Shane and I, we live in a area that the snow will wait till the last possible second to make itself known. I mean, it's like It's like that when you used to be in group projects as a kid back in the day, and you'd have that one person in a group project that shows up in the beginning, and they don't show up until the very end. That's kind of how it is with like the snow this year. I feel like. Um, but yeah, with that being said, I'll throw it back over to Shane to close us out for another edition of the West Coast Podcast.
So Trey Jr. said he turned 27 on February 10th. So happy belated birthday, bro. For real, 27. Man, you and Trey are both in your 20s still, man. Enjoy it. Yeah, they did make a reboot. Well, not a reboot. It's like a revival because I think a reboot, I don't know like the correct terms. Like reboot is like new people for those characters. Like, you know how they make a new Superman, but it's a different Superman actor. This is a revival, yeah, and they look old, bro. That's one thing that's wild because you don't see somebody for a long time. I know, I'm forgetting his real name, but Hal did Breaking Bad or whatever. But
Yeah, I feel like Francis looked pretty similar to last time, though. I feel
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean they do. Like the kids look pretty good. I know that Dewey is a new actor because the other Dewey just is done with acting. One of my all-time favorite shows came back, Scrubs. Been pretty damn good, but it's wild to see all those people because they went from like late 20s to like mid 30s. Like, like the main cast, like JD, Turk, Elliot, Carla, and then now it's back and they're like 50s and they're just older, much older looking, right? It's, I don't know, man. It's wild how it goes in life, but yeah, basically, so yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. We will be back March 27th for the West Coast Podcast. Rose, Trey Jr., the three other people in here. I really appreciate you guys being in here. We will see you next time on the West Coast Podcast. See you guys later.